Hey guys, this is Nikhil. Welcome to my channel. Today, let's talk Bitcoin. Let's talk the crypto market as a whole. Um, I want to give you my views on where the market is heading. Um, Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so please, if this is not financial advice, just be careful when you do trading. Um, this again, another disclaimer is I'm not a expert in technical analysis, but I have learned a lot over the time. I want to share some of my learnings. Last point is, I'm going to give a very high level macro view on how the overall global markets are performing and how it's impacting Bitcoin. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So what do we see in Bitcoin? I think since 29th of November, when we had this massive dump, Bitcoin has been going sideways, in fact going down as well, right? um, in my experience at least, I have noticed every time we have a wick like this, the wick like this, something like this, Bitcoin usually follows that wick and closes that wick and before it pumps back up. So if you see, it's done the same thing back in May. So it came down to I think 29k, 29k, and then for the next few weeks it just kind of went sideways and slowly it went down. It did a wick again and then it pumped back. I can see a similar pattern going here. I think we next couple of weeks it may come down, touch this 42k, and then it might go up, right? Look, I'm not bearish, I'm not trying to be bearish. I love Bitcoin and I've not sold anything. I'm gonna hold it till the end, and I strongly believe that in the next few years we will see a 500,000 Bitcoin, and I'm not at all concerned about it. I want to, if it comes down, I'm going to buy it at 42k. If it comes down below that to 30k, I'm going to still buy it. Okay, so I've got some indicators. I've got this Lux algo. It has been pretty effective indicator, and let's see what it has to say. So on a weekly weekly chart, it's asking, it's gave us a good signal back in 29th of November to sell. Okay, and if you see here on 2nd of August, it gave us a very good indicator to buy. Same goes, let's look at a daily chart, and I think if you see the daily chart, Bitcoin, yep, it called out the sell signal on 16th of November itself, even before we actually had a drop, right? It kind of picked this and it said sell at 64k. This is quite amazing, guys. I wish I had this indicator a few weeks back. I bought this only a couple of days ago. Yeah, pretty cool indicator. In fact, it also has also shows your institutional activity over here. It's pretty cool. I've not tried trading on it, but looking at what it's been doing, it's been pretty effective. If you guys are interested in buying this, I've left a link below. You can go and check it out. They have an offer for lifetime offer. I think about $1,000, $1,100. You can go check it out, and it expires end of December. Right. So this is the technical analysis. So I think, as I said, it might come down. It may come down to 42k and bounce back. So these are my, at 42k you can see a very strong resistance. Sorry, a very strong support. For Bitcoin to break this support, it will take really very bad news for it to break it. So why is the market trending down, right? I think there are multiple reasons right now. Some of the easiest short-term reasons are Binance will no longer operate in Singapore. So they had applied to get a license for operating as an exchange. In fact, they thought that Singapore might be the headquarter for Binance. Unfortunately, Singapore government didn't allow it. Look, this is not a major issue that can crash Bitcoin. Yes, they didn't get it. Yes, it's a bit sad because Singapore and Dubai are considered very crypto friendly countries, and unfortunately it's not it's not gone their way. It doesn't mean it's the end of the road for Binance. It's just a blip in their journey, right? The second reason is the US tax, end of the year tax filing. So a lot of people are booking in their taxes. They are, even whether some of them I know who have their crypto under loss, they're still going ahead and booking their losses so that their overall capital gain is managed. They can they can sell it off and buy the same crypto at a lower price, because the current tax laws that are applicable to stocks are not applicable to crypto when it comes to booking your losses. When I say booking your losses, I meant you can sell a particular token, book the losses, and buy the same token when it goes down. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I understood from whatever I've read so far. If anybody who knows US taxes better, please leave a comment. So so that is one thing. So as you can see, even Elon Musk has been selling Tesla shares over the last few weeks. In fact, today he sold $903 million of Tesla shares. This is only to cover up his taxes for the year. So when you see all these big whales selling it, that's only because they want to make sure they book their taxes for the year. So that is one of the other reasons, and I think these two reasons are very short term. In the long term, I don't see any impact of these for Bitcoin because of these. The other reason that Bloomberg reported was around virus. Omicron dented the protection afforded by 2 doses of Pfizer and AstraZeneca's vaccines as feared. Researchers found increasing the risk of infection. So China reported its first Omicron case. Look, I think it's kind of known that there are breakthrough cases, and Omicron is evading people who are vaccinated. But I think the positive out of, of course, this is not great news, but the positive out of this is there's not been any news that it is as deadly as, say, Delta or the previous variants, right? It seems to be more milder. I'm not a doctor, but whatever I'm reading, I think it is probably milder for people who are vaccinated. I don't know if the effect of it for people who are not vaccinated. So there's still a lot of uncertainty around the virus, so that is also keep markets on its toes, right? I think this is not new. Everybody knows about it. The third reason, this is most important reason, is the CPI data. So CPI data, which is basically an inflation data that came out on Friday, that really spooked the market. So this is the CPI data. I think it was highest since 1980s. Okay, so if you see here, this was somewhere around 1980s, where it was around 7%. So the CPI data came on Friday, it was 6.8%. And if you see, this is a long-term trend line. It's kind of broken that trend line. This really spooked the market. Why? You must be wondering, okay, if CPI data, if inflation is high, that's what Bitcoin, all the guys who love Bitcoin have been saying, that US dollar is losing its value, right? Yes, that is true. But if the inflation grows gradually, then it is a very good thing for Bitcoin. But if it pumps like this, that's when the Feds will come in and try and increase the interest rates. So when they increase the interest rates, all the riskier assets like tech stocks or crypto, all of these assets plummet, right? So that is what is happening right now. And if you look at the interest rates, this is the Fed's fund rate, and if you see the last, in 1980s, when the inflation was at its peak. See, if you see 1980s, if you see here 1980s, the inflation was at around 15%. Look at what Fed did. Fed increased the house interest at 20%, right? So this is what is spooking the market. I don't think the Feds will do this. They will probably take a very slow approach, especially the other point of virus. It's put the Fed in a very difficult situation. If the virus was under control, which is not right now, Omicron can't be ruled out completely, that it's not deadly. So Fed are in a very difficult situation, so they can't go and increase the interest rate straight away. They got to wait, they got to analyze and decide, right? So that's why Wednesday is going to be a very critical day. Wednesday, the Feds are meeting to decide on what are the next steps for especially to tackle inflation. So you will see a lot of volatility in the market, and I feel this is my prediction. I'm not trying to be bearish, guys, but I think just before Wednesday, Bitcoin might come and touch this 42k, and probably based on Wednesday's decision, it might bounce back up. And I feel that Fed may not do much on Wednesday. They may not come and say, hey, we are going to raise their interest rate. They'll first obviously reduce, they'll start tapering, they'll start reducing buying bonds. That's how they will do it. They won't straight away go and raise interest rates. Right, so let's see how things go. It will be very interesting. In this week would be very, very interesting. The last reason which people have kind of forgotten is that the Evergrande situation in China. Right, so listen to what this analyst had to say about the Chinese real estate market. Very, very interesting view. Again, sorry, it's not bearish. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but you got to listen to all sides of the story.
In terms of house sales, and what are your predictions in the housing sector next year?
Yeah, so property sector downturn is really a result of a combination of things. The fundamentals is slowing in terms of underlying demand because of slower urbanization and the demographics and so on, and also of course earlier policy tightening, and then we have the spillover effect from Evergrande. So even though the policy seem to be easing at the moment, it's not going to quickly turn around right now. So we think sales will continue to fall probably by 20% or so for the rest of the year. We already saw a 20% decline in October.
Yeah, so again, sorry, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but the data that's coming out of China is not very encouraging, right? So 20% decline in sales in October, and a projected decline of 20% in the next year doesn't give me a lot of confidence, right? So look, I think there's a lot of bearish news across the board. Usually what I've seen when Bitcoin has a market dump, it kind of all these negative news come out. I'm not trying to spread the FUD. I'm just trying to show you what's happening across the different news channels. I personally feel, again, not in investment advice, I think Bitcoin will come and touch 41k and then it'll go up, and this bounce will be early Jan or Feb, right? And we might see a all-time high Bitcoin in next year, early next year, right? That's my view. Don't take my word for it. Decide what you want to do. If it goes, and one important thing is none of us know what Bitcoin is going to do. None of us, right? There's no one in the world who will be able to tell you what Bitcoin is going to do. And if I'm saying something, I'm just guessing, and so are all the YouTubers or anybody you talk to who knows about a thing or two about Bitcoin, right? So this is just my gut feeling, and but one thing's for sure, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. At long term, this will definitely go to 100k or 500k in the next few years, right? Okay, so that's all I had for today. Hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna make more of these if you guys like it. Otherwise, I'll go back to my DGen DeFi ideas. All right, until next time, see you guys.